The PLT extract program has many improvements in Omega 6.5. So to start off, the PLT extract program is a program that looks at a PLT file, and if the job has been output via plot, it also will look at the PRM file for strategic critical information about the PLT and about the output PRM file. And the extractor then will extract the information and put it into either a CSV, a comma separated values file, which can be looked at in a spreadsheet program or in a simple editor such as Notepad, or it can also create an RTF, a rich text format file, which can be viewed in desktop publishing programs such as Word for Windows. In Omega 6.5, this extracted file can now be linked to a cost file, and this cost file shows costs for Gerber Edge Gerber Color foils as well as Gerber vinyls, including Edge specialty materials, and it links the extracted CSV file to this cost file, so it's able to show costs for either a PLT file or, again, if a job is output via GSP plot, it can also show output costs for your foils and for a single vinyl. Finally, once you have this information in a CSV file, you can actually merge CSV fields back into Composer as a presentation. So instead of just showing this job here with blue, red Arial, and violet vinyl, I can show the names of the foils, the names of the vinyls, the names of the fonts, the amount of material that's used, as well as costs for these materials in this PLT file. So with that being said, let's get started. So here's my job. It's called Extract Example Simple, and I'm just going to start my 6.5 PLT extract program. And then this simple little dialog box shows up. The first thing you want to do in Omega 6.5 is select a cost file. And in the jobs folder, we have a Gerber cost file or a couple Gerber cost files. The default is called gerbercostfile.csv. So I'm just going to actually choose a different one for now. So once you have your cost file selected, you then select the PLT file that you want to extract. So the name of my job is Extract Example. And next I'm going to go ahead and extract to a CSV or to an RTF. I usually use CSV because I like to be able to view it in a spreadsheet with a column. So I'll extract to CSV, but some questions have to be answered about the materials first. So of course Gerber has many different formats of vinyls and Gerber Color foils. So we have 15-inch by 10, 15-inch by 50, 30-inch by 10, 30-inch by 50, 24-inch by 10, 24-inch by 50, and 48-inch by 10 and 48-inch by 50. So you have to make some decisions about the sizes of the materials. The good news is that despite how complicated that sounds, we've set up defaults where for 15-inch by 50 for the vinyls and defaults of 45 meters for the edge foils. So if you don't want to go and look through and find the proper format, you can. The good news is just go ahead and click on OK. Alright, and then next what I'm going to do is show in folder. And it's going to go ahead and find that extract example CSV file. And I'm just going to press enter, and the program that's associated with a CSV file will automatically come up and show the information in the CSV file. And the way that the files are set up, you have column A, which has what we call code fields, and then columns B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way out through, in some cases all the way out through column P. It has information that's been extracted. So the neat thing is that we've sort of bundled a bunch of the crucial information into column B. So if I click on extract date and then move over to column B, you see that it says January 31st, 2017 at 4:43 p.m. And we've done this for many of the most important fields where we've taken data that's spread out across columns C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, etc., and we sort of concatenated all automatically into column B. And we'll see how this is very useful a little bit later as well. So just kind of looking through some of the informational fields that are in here, you have the extract date, the full name, which is the path of the PLT file, the create date, modify date, and then as you go down through here, you see you have composer, vinyls, and foils. So every job that's designed has a different number of vinyls and a different number of foils. So that's why there's a variable number of fields here. So you have $D0, which is your white vinyl, $D1, intense blue, $D2, etc., etc. So instead of looking at all of these variable fields, we've made it much simpler by creating summary fields. So if you look all the way down at the bottom, here you see that there's the vinyl name composer summary, shows all the vinyls used in that particular file. So just the names, Gerber 220 white vinyl and Gerber 220 violet vinyl. There's a composer vinyl usage summary, which shows the square foot usage for the vinyls in composer. A vinyl cost composer summary. So this shows the name of the vinyl, the square foot usage, as well as the cost based upon the square feet of usage of the material of the vinyls, as well as the cost from that costing file that we selected earlier. And so there are all these very useful summary files, summary fields that are in here. So you notice that there's no information in here about GSP plot because I did not output this job yet. So there's no plot output information in here. So that's kind of sort of a snapshot of what is in this extracted cost file. I want to show one of the neat things you can do as well back here in Composer. So I'm just going to remember this vinyl name composer summary. And back here in plot, I can go ahead into small text and type in $vinyl name composer summary. And you're saying to yourselves, well, that's kind of cumbersome. Why would I ever want to do that? So that's one way. You can just type it in small text or in regular text. But we have another way of entering those field codes as well. And the other way is to go into small text or regular text, and now we have insert field. So up at the top I can search for the word summary, and we see that there's vinyl name composer summary, or how about foil name composer summary. I can go ahead and click on that field, and that's a much easier way to enter in the information. And the way that I format my original text in terms of color, in terms of printing, in terms of cutting, in terms of what the font is, in a moment I'll show you how we're going to merge the information from the CSV file right here into Composer. So the way I set up my original placeholder text is how it's going to merge out. So I have these two fields here, vinyl name composer summary, foil name composer summary, and now I'm going to go to the Tools menu and Repeats Merge. And over here we've added a new tab called Extract Merge. So first of all, actually over in Repeats, make sure you set up your X and Y repeats to be 1 and 1. And then you can go over to the 6th tab, Extract Merge, and click on Select File. So now you want to go to wherever your file is located, Extract Example Simple. Click on Open. And now what I can do is go ahead and click on OK, and it's going to look in that CSV file for the information next to those fields in column B, and it's going to go ahead and find that information and merge it into your PLT file automatically. So that's just sort of again a snapshot of what you can do and what do you want to do from here. So now you can go ahead and you can use another 6.5 feature, which is the ability to save as a PDF file, and you can create a presentation in PDF format showing your job as well as your whatever information you want to show via the PLT extract program. So here I am in Acrobat. I have Extract Example Simple. Open that up, and here's your presentation ready to go in a nice sheet format that you can give to your customer, or you can save it for your own internal business tracking purposes. So I'm going to go back here to Composer and delete this information that I put in there, and then this time I'm going to save the job, and then I'm going to go to File and then Output All. And I'm going to go over here to GSP Plot, and in GSP Plot I'm going to click on the four-headed arrow for layout, and I'm going to scale my job a little bit. So I'm going to make it 11 inches, and that scales it up automatically. And then now I can go ahead and preview my job. Go to the File menu, and then I have Preview. Print Preview. And this is showing me the colors that are rendered, etc., all this stuff about it. But the other thing that it does by printing the preview in GSPplot is that it does create a PRM file. So now here, now that I have a PRM file from Plot, I can go ahead and I can extract to CSV once again. And it's because I already have one of those. It's asking me to overwrite. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to show there's no need to panic. Another dialog box comes up. It says can't access the files being used already. So I jump back to Excel and close the job out. And now I'll say OK, and now I can extract to CSV again. Choose my materials. I'm just going to click on OK, and now I'll show it in folder. And here's my extract example simple once again. This time as I scroll down to the bottom, you notice that there's now information in here from GSPplot as well. Vinyl name, composer summary, all the composer summaries, but now we also have plot summary. So we have the plot vinyl names, the vinyl usage, we have the plot foil names, the foil usage, and there's some other information in here as well, such as the plot scaler. So I can go Control F here and search for SCAL for scale. So here's the plot scale, and it's telling me that I have a scale factor of 3.45. Also, there's some plot vinyl usage, etc., etc. So all sorts of great information in this extracted file that you can use for presentations or for, again, for internal business tracking purposes. Another way that you can actually get some of these fields from an extracted CSV file into Composer is to simply copy and paste. So if I go down here and I'm in, or actually up here in the $D section, what you want to do is set up your columns in advance in Excel exactly the way that you want them. So set up your columns in Excel the way that you want them, and then the neat thing is that it's going to allow me to go ahead and copy from Excel and paste directly into Composer. So as I stretch out these columns, we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I have my summary. I'm going to select this whole section here and keep going over to the right, and I can get all this information: cost per linear foot, total cost, Gerber part number for the vinyls and foils, and then I'll go Control C in Excel or Edit Copy, depending on the, and then flip back over to the PLT file, and I'm just going to go Edit Paste, Edit Paste, or paste here if you want to locate it. And all you need to do is sort of either accept the font suggestions, or you can go ahead if you want to change it from Calibri to Arial or something like that. You can do that. Arial small text. And it's actually going to go ahead and paste the information from Excel directly into Composer. So, and the reason that I adjusted the columns in Excel is because it's going to automatically sort of respect that formatting from Excel once I do the pasting into Composer. So that's another way, and here you see some of the overlap that occurred in Excel, so it's just sort of scrunching it here in Composer. Another easy way to get the information from Excel into Composer is to actually copy the field codes over on the left-hand side. So here we have plot material cost, etc., all these different fields over here. So what I can do, I'll go down here to the summaries again because those are very useful. So I'll grab all of these summaries, including, by the way, a system font summary. It shows you TrueType OpenType fonts, as well as a Gerber font summary. It shows you any Gerber fonts that are used, as well as a character count for either of those as well. So this time I'm going to grab the field codes, Control C to copy, flip over to Composer. I'm just going to delete this stuff that I pasted before, and this time I'm going to do Edit Paste here again, and I'm going to paste the field codes. So there are all my field codes, and if I want to, I can also copy the field codes. I'll do Control Alt and move those over. So on the left I have a description of the field codes, and on the right I'm actually going to do the merge. So I have those selected. I go into Tools, Repeats Merge, make sure I'm 1 and 1 in the Repeats tab, go to Extract Merge, select my file, extract example simple.csv, and then go ahead and do the merge. And you see that I automatically get all of this great information right here, right in Composer. And again, I can save it, I can present it. If I don't want quite so many fields, I can delete some of them or what have you. So a bunch of different ways to get the information from a CSV file into Composer and then present it. We've also provided, let me just delete this information again. And by the way, just see vinyl name composer summary, and there are your composer vinyl names. Again, in some of these summaries, we've actually added some labels, so it's easier to determine what the field codes are once the information is merged. So composer vinyl names, there you go. Composer vinyl usage shows that. Composer vinyl cost, etc. So zoom out once again. And another thing that we've done is that we're providing some templates of some of these field codes, as well as some presentation templates that can be used right from Omega 6.5 in the jobs extract folder. So go to File, and then you can import. So presentation template is one of them. So you can just sort of place this in here, adjust its location. There are already some field codes in here. So file name, design time, design size, the fonts, the vinyl, foil, and your total cost from Composer, your total vinyl and foil square foot Composer cost. So I'll just select these fields, Tools, Repeats, Merge, 1 and 1 over here, Extract, Merge, Extract Example Simple. I can either apply or OK. And again, you see I've designed for 56 minutes, 8 seconds. My size is 6.7 inches by 3.1 inches, etc. Here are my fonts. And here are my vinyl and foil names, as well as my vinyl and foil costs. It's a small job, 19 cents in terms of the square foot costs in Composer. So a lot of great things you can do with the new PLT extract program in Omega 6.5, including costing your materials and merging crucial data back into a PLT file for business tracking purposes or for customer presentations.